friends and family, how are you today? Today we're gonna talk about um, Beijing public toilets. It's a very hard to say topic, but after decades, I finally opened up about it. There's one great writer said, the happiness in this world, there's only one kind. But the mishaps, there are many kinds. But let me tell you that in Beijing, the disastrous toilets do have a lot more forms than mishaps in all human beings. Among all human beings, I tell you. Okay. That was about like 20 something years ago. I was in Beijing, in Tsinghua University. Actually, they have a study group or something like that, learning English outside Tsinghua campus, but mostly taking Tsinghua students. So that evening, the students all learned really hard, and during the break, we heard that there's a new dumpling stand among somewhere. So we all went out to find a dumpling stand. And the dumpling stand was actually only like 5 feet from a public toilet. And of course the dumplings really cheap, so everybody went to get dumplings. Nobody complained. And my classmate just run, I want that dumpling, I want that dumpling, I want that dumpling, and ran to the public toilet. Said, this is a dumplings, I'm hungry. Look at her really kind of numb face. I was thinking, of course not. So I told her, no, these are not dumplings. The dumpling place is like not too far away. It's over there. And it happens that elderly lady said, no, we're out of dumplings. I'm sorry, tomorrow. She seemed not very traumatized. In front of, let me tell you what that toilet is like. Piles of gold and piled into strings and rectangular shapes of bloody toilet papers. The kind of nightmare you won't even have even if you experience the war. I think it was that horrible. That Tsinghua student, she wasn't even traumatized. So second time she knew better where the toilet was, and after another class, I was so tired and I want to use the toilet. It happens that the workers' toilet were broken. Think about it. And I went to that public toilet. I really don't want to go. And then she just rushed up and just ran before me. Yes, like getting a trophy, and got into that toilet. Her body's almost rubbing on those piles of bloody toilet paper and gold, and almost on her waistline, and and started changing her period paper right in front of me, pulling off her pants right in front of me. I don't know what to say. But she seemed not traumatized at all. So I wasn't fast enough. I couldn't tell you when someone soaked in their own waste how bad it felt. And nobody seemed to even realize that. Nobody even cared or something. You heard there's one person once, I think it's in France, saying, smelly cat, it's not your fault that you smell. I totally understand that. Beijing is the dirtiest city for those poor people. And probably they're not even traumatized by that, or super traumatized, didn't realize that. So I came to America, and now I'm cancer free. I'm home, and I'm potty trained, and I'm so glad that I've got a chance to do so. Another thing I want to say is that they said that Chinese birth rate went down, and Chinese women don't like to have sex. I think the most important thing before you ask them whether they want to have sex, whether they like men, could you please, every half a mile or so, quarter mile or so, give them a clean toilet. Clean toilet, I mean, at least some kind of latrine, not poop everywhere on the wall and the floor, not the waist-high pile of gold and pee and toilet paper. And I don't see anybody would want to have sex when they're that dirty. I would say, actually, I once went to a Chinese hospital as a intern, and in gynecology department, you see the patients. Every patient has bad pap smears, has the blistered uterus openings, and blisters all over their vagina, and infections. I'm not surprised about that. In that kind of situation, those women were having multiple children, and now they don't want to have children. You're pushing them. Go build some fucking toilets for them first. Well, you want them to be women, you should let them be at least potty trained. Well, thank you for listening. Have a great weekend. I love you guys. I'm sorry I dumped those toilet things, garbage, on my audience. I'm so sorry about that. And if you had a nightmare about it, this is an enema kit. So brush your teeth, then drink a lot of water. Second morning, have an enema. If it doesn't work, do it over and over for a week. You might be able to forget this bad experience. By the way, you see some foreigners, they took pictures of Chinese toilets. Actually, those were the cleanest Chinese toilets already. How dare they complain? Oh my gosh. They are not smart. Okay, thank you for listening. I love you guys. Bye bye.